Hello and welcome back to GTA. Today we're doing the Cayo Perico Heist. I need some money. We're also on a cooldown for the DAX missions. I think I'm about 7, possibly 8 missions in. I can't actually find out where that can be counted, but yeah, we're on a cooldown anyway, so I figured we got this ready. We'll come and do this. Now I have scouted the island quite. He's going to talk in a minute, I just know it. Please. I don't think he's going to tell us anything useful. He's just going to keep narrowing on. Oh, I'm not doing this live, by the way. On account that, yeah, you've got to turn your microphone on for that to happen. So I am apparently nattering because nobody can hear it. Because, yeah. Also, no, yeah, the boat it started to accelerate away. So, fortunately, I didn't jump straight out then. I think that would have been gone, which was the one thing that I'm a little bit worried about. Now, I do have a couple of when I scouted the islands, I got some uniforms, which is where I'm headed now. Going to go off to find the uniforms. I was just reading the sign at the top because I've never actually come in this way. But normally when I do the Cayo Perico, because his after the update, this is my first time since the update, is essentially I do the compound first, and then if I was on my own, the secondary, I'd come out and grab that on the island. But because of the way the guards work now, they see corpses. You can't really do that because you need quite a mess at that main gate to get out of it, because it's a choke point. So to get through it successfully, generally you have to, well, the only way I would know how to get was pretty much shoot your way out, and then if you can do it quietly, then you progress into the island, and you just got to avoid his helicopter as he's flying around. Wasn't too difficult. But now, because of that, we're doing it the opposite way around. So basically we're going to do the loot for secondary loot first, and then go and get the main event. So first thing I wanted to do when I scouted the island, I looked for some clothes. I had quite a difficult time finding them, but I did find one set, which is where we're heading now. But the only thing I've just noticed is there's a guard there now that wasn't there before. So I kind of give him a little bit of time just to see what he's going to do, whether he's got a pattern, which he doesn't seem to have. So I'm hoping the fact that it's there, which means you can get it, I just hope you can get it without actually, because the aim of this heist is not to draw the weapon at all, not to shoot anything. I'm going to see if I can get in and out without firing a shot at a camera or anything for that matter. Yeah, I kind of sneaked around the gate because I wasn't 100% sure I wasn't going to stay out of their cone of vision for the guys on the tower behind me, but get stuck on a branch and have to go out into the open anyway. So we've got to try and sneak in on this guy. The aim was to do it as quietly as possible, which is why I'm in sneak mode. Didn't quite work out because I smashed into them boxes. But now I've got these, and this is another new for me. I've never actually used the uniform as far as I can remember, but now that can't be true because I'm pretty sure that when I used to do it with Buddy Zeno, we're pretty much sure we've done every vehicle, but I'm not 100% sure whether we've actually gone through the front. Now I know we've used the grapple before, and I know we use the side gates. Don't know if I actually used the truck to get in, which is what you need these uniforms for. So I'm a little unsure of what it is you can and can't get away with. So I know you can run around. I just don't know how long you can stay in their vision for. So I'm generally trying not to. And that boat hasn't gone away, so that was handy. Another thing we'd pick up on the way would be a grappling hook, which is another thing I scouted out, which is not too far from the airport. So I will go and pick that up, or I do go and pick that up, just in case. This boat's been difficult, isn't it? It wouldn't let me in. These things have got a habit of floating away. Those boats just they look like they crashed into each other. I seem to remember that. The turning circle on this thing is terrible. It seems to be better going backwards. I found when I was using it. Yeah, you can get it roughly pointed in the right direction. There we go. Yeah, so now we're off to the airport, which is where the loot is. Now there was some loot back where we were, but I think it was only cash, and I think we've got the white stuff. and the green stuff and some cash to collect here. And I'll do the white first, the green, and then I'll collect the cash. I do try and park the boat up, so I don't want it floating away like it did on the last one. If you noticed, it kind of started to accelerate it back again. No, it seems to be stationary. We're leaving it. I do have trouble getting up here. I remember that. A bit of determination. I get up there in the end. There we go. Right, so this is one of the grapple spawns. Not too far from the airport. There's actually a couple of places along that shoreline where you can get a grapple from. Boat's still there, just double checking. And if the boat does go, then the plan was that I'd jump in a jeep, drive to the compound and grapple over the wall. Even though I could still technically find the shore and go back in through the drainage tunnel, but I thought it'd be quicker if I lose the boat just to go in through the front door and then over the sidewall, or through the main gate anyway. Yeah, look, I hesitated here because I wasn't 100% sure whether I could just run in front of that guard. And I was going to think, oh, should I go around the back? And I was like, no. So in here is, I think cash is on the lower level. I'm just double checking that now. I think, yeah, there's cash there, which means I'm going to have to get on the forklift, which is obviously one of my favourite things to do in GTA. Once he gets it started anyway. Now, I've actually got myself trapped in here once before. I remember made a silly mistake. So we do pretty much what we're going to do now. Let's see if I actually get it, which surely I do. Yeah. I think I'm also, yeah, I'm checking on the guard as I was doing it. That's right. I wasn't sure that if he walks past the door and I'm using the forklift, whether that would activate them. So I was being a bit cautious of that. That's what I remember. Right, now I'll climb up on the top. Okay, loot this stuff first. I think this is the more expensive one. I'm not. They could have changed it. I know some of the percentages have changed. I believe that's on the timers of when activating it. You can get like a percentage bonus or something if you get the tequila or. But I think the larger the big loot, the more that goes down. We've got the bearer bonds today, I believe. I think that's what I did. I seem to remember getting into the safe. There's a computer in there, I noticed. Yeah, I think you can actually go in there. You can buy a car while you're here. Right, now this is the pit. I mucked up once before. I reversed the forklift back, but didn't reverse it back far enough. So once you walk in, I couldn't get out because I couldn't open the door. So make sure it's right back. There you go. Because obviously when you go in, it goes forward, and when you go out, it comes out again. Unless there's something blocking it, which there was on that particular. I ended up having to suicide, as I seem to remember. And then the last little bit to finish the bag. And then he has to go and see if his boat's there. So it's all going to plan so far. Still a little bit nervous when when I ran out of there. I wasn't 100% sure if I got spotted running into the trees, whether that would activate suspicion or what. I'm just not very unsure about the guard's uniform. I have to get to grips with it a bit more, use it some more. I do know where a lot of them spawn. I always used to because I scout the island. Normally, what I do is scout the island, and that pretty much determined where I used to go and get my secondary loot when I used to do the compound. But now it's a similar thing, but it also determines what dock. Like for instance, like if there was a uniform at the top dock, the north dock, then I would probably come in from there. And if there was loot there as well. But it all seemed to be down this end of the island, so this is why we went main dock, because there was no uniform that I could get at the airport. Right, so off we go now to drainage tunnel. We're not going to need that grapple after all, which is good, but just in case. Mind you, probably wasted a lot of time doing it, so there's no way I'm going to be getting the elite without the need to speed it up an awful lot, I think. Probably be... I don't know, what is the elite? Is it 15 minutes, isn't it? So yeah, it's definitely... Are we about 15 minutes in now? Not even 100%. No, we're about 10 minutes in. Right. Carefully, because I think before I've actually driven past it. It's just here, isn't it? Yeah, there we go. That boat's pretty quick and you get there before you know it. This is where I come across another issue. Of course, every time I've done this, I've been in a scuba gear. And I've just realised what I'll do in a minute. I haven't got a rebreather active. I can't remember how you activate it. So I'll find the tunnel and figure out, right, I better sort out my rebreather. Only I've forgotten how to do it. And I think it's grayed. The bit I need is grayed off, so I can't get it from there. But there is another way. I just can't remember what the button is, or whether I've got to wait for a prompt. But I figured, you know, I've got full lungs. I remember I've actually grounded that out, so all the stats are full. So let's just hope it's full enough. And the idea was not to panic. It kind of slipped a little bit there. Forgot that. No, don't panic. So yeah, once again. Okay, hopefully you get to grips with it. I think the bottom part is a little bit easier anyway. And yeah, he's taking a bit more time. Well, there you go. And hoping that we're not going to get into a cutscene, come out of it and just drops. Oh no, we've still got a health. Just entering. Yeah, look, we're starting to lose health now. Still haven't figured out. There you go. I found it. I wasn't sweating at all on that part. That's the thing you remember. Is by the time you do, it's too late. But we got past it. Hopefully, then that'll be active when we escape at the end. Is what I was thinking. So, as far as I'm aware, I can run around here fairly freely in this uniform, apart from the main guys. Normally, I'd be killing everything all the way up to, including the Juggernaut. But today we're not killing anyone. And every video I've watched, what I've noticed is these guards ain't the brightest. So using a little bit of some of what I've seen, hopefully we can get in and out. Never actually done it myself, but it's easy enough in a video, so I figured I'd try it. So far so good. There's the other key, but that's no good to us because we need a second person and a second key. But we can get the safe. And
good thinking. Always check the safe.
And you get a pistol. Oh, I forgot about the pistol. Can you not get a shotgun in here as well? I think I actually got a shotgun. Oh yeah, so do that one. Next one 2. Next one will be 3. 3, 4. And then yeah, just add 1 each time you go down. So top one is number 1. Second one is 2. Third one is 3. That'll be 3. That one will be 4. And there you go. Much prefer the ones we had on the casino heist. I hated those. Didn't like them. Wasn't that good. So that's the fingerprint done. It would have been a lot easier if we got in the back door, but I think we need to kill people for that. I don't think there's a stealth way of getting those keys, which is a shame.
You have done it. Excellent. Now get into the elevator.
Alright. So we're almost home.
Good. We made it.
I still don't think we're going to be quick enough. We're going to be out by looking at probably another few minutes. Yeah, so we're going to be about 5 minutes. I think we're about coming up for 15 minutes now. So yeah, I need to get a lot quicker. But this is the first time in a while, so I haven't set off any alarms yet. Yeah, I was pretty much went quiet with that because I have to repeat that in my head like constantly to those few digits. So we have the bonds. We're up to 1.5. We're going to lose a little bit of that. We're not going to get an elite, which would probably bump it back up again for the costs of the heist. Obviously, we have to pay a little Pavel. What does he get? 30 grand, which isn't terrible. Right, this is another new bit we're coming up for now. This is now you can walk round, but I've also seen a couple of videos people just jump over this ledge. But we can hear the Juggernaut traipsing, just walking past now. Once it goes around the corner, we're going to just go over the top and see if this works. But, oh, smashed his face right on. But yeah, that seemed to go quite well. Yeah, you could run round and get in out the same way you got in, but yeah, that's just as easy. Another cutscene that seems to take forever. You can't bypass these as well. This is a pain. That'd have been nice if they had it, mind you. Yeah, well, yeah, because I suppose they won't do that because it takes off the time. I don't know. Whatever reasons, I expect. So through the cutscene, right off to we've got a jeep to the right. We're going to nick that, and then we're going to do something else which is new, which is we're going off the south of the island rather than to the west. I think is where I normally shoot off to. And then we come out the compound and just head straight off to the west or to the left, and just run for the shore. Or if I can get the bike to the shore. Depends if it's just me, or if there's two of us. Obviously we've got to run because there's only a bike. I do panic a bit there because there's a guard. I'm still not sure about this uniform. And I was thinking maybe this wasn't such a good idea with all these trees. Some of these tend to be a bit solid. But I got away a bit this time. So pretty much everything went to plan. Got the grappling hook, didn't need it. Could have saved myself a bit of time with that. If I'd taken the boat further to the airport, I could have been knocked up a few minutes. A few minutes there. And I'm not even 100% sure at that point I actually needed the uniform. To be honest, I think I might have been able to get in there and out again without getting spotted. So we could have just gone straight to the hangar and maybe looted that. But then again, was I able to loot the hangar because I was in the uniform, using the forklift, or do you have to kill that guy outside? Of course, the best way to find out is to run it a few more times and see how it happens. Try with uniform or without. So yeah, probably look forward to that. We'll see how long it took us. It's not going to be 15 minutes. I'll be happy if it's under 20. It feels like it was over 20, to be honest. I feel like it's 25, 30 minutes, but at the time, obviously know what it was now. But yeah, I was looking for a minus 20 finish. If I was going to be quite happy with that, and I've done it in 1910. So yeah, I was quite happy with that, considering it was the first time I'd done it in a long time. So and they had changes as well, and we still got in there and out. Didn't lose any lives, no restarts. Yeah, I was quite happy with that. Didn't seem to. I noticed when doing the scouting that didn't seem to have changed much. Some of the spawns, I think, are still where they used to be for the uniforms and the grappling hooks and stuff. So yeah, hopefully I'll get better spawn next time. But anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.